picture of what had happened. What had happened was, and my voice is all hoarse because we was doing karaoke and had a jump house yesterday. It was so much fun. Anyway, Curvies, he is risen. Happy Easter. I love the symbology. I don't know if I just made that up. I love 422. And I love that today, 420, is Happy Easter because he is risen. Hallelujah. 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 I used to love this song. He is risen. Hallelujah. He's risen. Hallelujah. He's risen. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hear the bells ringing, they're singing, Christ Jesus is risen. Hear the bells ringing, they're singing, Christ Jesus is risen. The angels up on the mountain say Jesus Christ is no longer dead. Quickly now, go tell his disciples that Jesus Christ is no longer dead. Joy to the world. He is risen. Hallelujah. He's risen. Hallelujah. He's risen. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. I used to love that song on Easter service, sunrise service on Easter. Yeah, I'm really choppy this morning. I know that wasn't my best, but hallelujah. Black Jesus is risen. Milo, I'm okay. You want to come say hi to the people? Milo's like, hello. Hello, is she okay? He doesn't know if I'm crying or singing. They sound the same sometimes. Anyway, Curvies, I'm going to let this intro play. And, yes, let's flip it. Corey Berman, thanks for being here. Let this play while some people come in. Milo, yeah. I love you too, baby. It's a baby. Yeah, mama. I'm gonna go live. I can't keep petting you the whole time. No, that's enough. Thanks for coming to LRGA Curves today on 420. It also happens to be Easter, which to me is more symbolic than actual. I mean, if the birthday isn't in December, I'm not sure if the risen is in April. You know what I'm saying? Stranger Things Blazer said hi. What's good? What's good? Come on in, people, and hit that like button, please. And thank you. So that's my new intro, you guys. You know what else we're gonna do today? We're gonna go over here. Let me X that. Let me X that. We're coming over here to Kenya Moore. So here, I'll flip the camera back. So, you guys, did you see that Kenya Moore? Yeah, I know this is, my edges are over. So, because yesterday, my cousin was supposed to do my edges for me. And I was like, well, I have to retwist my hair and everything, but I'll leave some out for you. Like, so like I had retwisted. You can see it like my parts again, right? And so I've never done these edge things. And personally, I don't think that if you're over 40, you shouldn't be rocking baby hairs. Honestly. Looks dinky. Okay? I mean, it looks nice and everything, but it literally starts with baby and you in your 40s. You in your 40s. And it starts with baby. That's an indicator of who's it's for. They don't call them woman hairs. Nope, sure don't. Anyway, and they probably don't call them woman hairs because women in their 40s start getting freaking heat flashes. Ask Angela Oakley. Ask her. Ask her what her freaking edges keep doing. Her freaking whole lace front keeps rippling. It looks just like this in the front. Just like this in the front, on her freaking lace front, you guys. Because the heat flashes come. That's why you don't try to rock baby hairs when you over 40. They're not going to stay. The heat flashes come, you get hot, the gel starts curling back up. And then this stuff is hard. On top of it, it's hard, you guys. I didn't know it was freaking hard like this. That's so weird. Ugh, it's so crunchy. But it is kind of cute. Like, that's like no natural one. Like, that's cute. But all the way to here, the baby hair's all the way to here. So because, you know, that's where the people put them, I told her she couldn't touch my eyebrows when she tried to swoop them. But I left some out just in case she needed to, like, have enough to, you know. So she said all I had to do is go like that. Oh, look, it's staying again. That's how this stuff is so freaking hard and crunchy. That kind of looks a little wormy, you guys. I don't know how y'all do it. I'm not even hating. Do you? Do you, boo? I'm just saying. Okay? If I could just hold him like this and didn't look stupid talking to you, then that would be pretty, right? But they don't stay. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, you guys, happy Easter. So Kenya Moore hair care. I think we might be witnessing a meltdown. A meltdown. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. Everything she said to Nini when Nini was going through it, and everything that Nini said about the reason of why she was going through it, she's now saying and doing. So again, to NeNe Leakes for being the originator, all of them still copying her to this day in 2025. She ain't even been on since season 12, and they all still copying NeNe Leakes. At least that's how I see it. I don't know if y'all caught it, but literally, Ken Mo is going around saying the same exact things NeNe Leakes said that she made fun of when NeNe Leakes said them. And Nini was all kind of, oh, well, they're just done with you. They'll need, she needs to pay attention. She was like, and now Ken is also trying to pretend she's going around. I'm like, does she work for the current administration? She running around talking about she's an OG. No, bitch, you got added seasons later. That's not OG, but because there's no OGs around to correct her, she's like even adding that to her rewashed history. Kid mode history. Anyway, so we're going to watch the freaking confessionals. She did this huge thing, even to the YouTube. NeNe came to YouTube. Who's at the YouTube? Ken. Ken's in the YouTube streets. And I tell all the people in the thing, everybody in here, get a freaking, everybody in here, get a freaking, everybody in here, get a freaking YouTube channel. Even Belmont, if they'll let his ass have one. Everybody in here get a YouTube channel like Ken did. Like NeNe did first, though. Because there's enough to go around, right? No, I put him on a 24-hour time live. Yeah, we live right now, Shelbs. We live. Mel, NYC Reviews, Corey Berman, Allie from Miami, Callie, Nola. My argument is, what? And Stranger Things Glazer, right on. Thanks for being here. Nina, yes, he is risen. I know my voice is all scratchy. I tell you, we was tearing it up yesterday on El DeBarge. We was doing duets. I wanted to do Islands in the Stream with Husband. He was like, no. So I had to do The Gambler by myself. Shout out Kenny Rogers. Okay. Been eating chocolate all week. Is it me, or do most of our holidays have are very diabetes driven? Lots of carbs, refined sugars, lots of sugary shit. Why is everything so sugary? Why can't we have, like, I don't know, steamed Brussels sprouts is like a thing for Easter? Why is everything for a holiday also have something to give you diabetes? Yeah. Oh, no, I'll show your comment. Tracy. Thanks for being here, Tracy. I love when people come to play. Yeah, this is my channel. These are my motherfucking thoughts. If you don't want to hear my thoughts that I want to share on my channel, then like I just said, you should go make a channel and then you say your thoughts on your channel, and then people who are subscribed to those thoughts will pass by and visit your channel. But it sounds like you want to play. And if you want to play, we can play, because you're not going to change my mind about what I'm thinking. Not that I'm not always very stuck, but on Ken, I know what I know. I know what I know on Ken. I've seen what I've seen since the beginning. And everything that I've said here is only the truth. And if you're a person that doesn't like the way that I present my truth and the truth as I see it, then you don't have to be here, boo. You don't have to be here. But thanks for the view. I appreciate you, though. Seriously. We can play. We can play. Yes. Yes. I'm so glad you think I look crazy, because I know I am. You're very observant. So am I. And we both got time. But I'm going to show you why your friend Ken is looking crazier than me. Public meltdown much? Everything NeNe said, now she's saying, down to the racism that she said wasn't even in playing. We're going to see why your friend Ken is what I'm saying. She's doing this shit. She said she was going to drop that. Okay, thanks for getting me back on the track. Ken Moore said that she was going to drop a video on her YouTube channel. Which one? I don't know, because when you go to the YouTube, it was nowhere to be found. You had to go to the FBI and get freaking clearance in order to even find her shit. And it should have been way easier than that, Ken. But no. So there was technical difficulties off top, and all the planets are forward. There's not a retrograde planet right now, so she shouldn't even have that issue. Okay? Plus, if she's all that in your bag of chips, then she should have really had her stuff together, right? So instead, she comes out with this first thing we're going to look at, which is like, what, a minute, 50 seconds of, yep. It was an indicator, a minute and 50 seconds of, and then she turned around and was supposed to drop the video on Friday at 8 o'clock. At 9 o'clock, she's like, dropped something. And then on the next day, she finally dropped a 31-minute something that we're also going to engage today and look at together. Because I want to see why you are really checking for your friend and think that I'm like saying some crazy shit. Like, I don't have a point in what I'm thinking, that this bitch is delusional. So let's look at it together. Let's look at it together. I'm willing to see. I'm willing to see. Okay? I'm willing to see. Happy Easter. Let's look at it together. She was yelling and screaming, and it was then that I heard her say the following words. That's why I keep a for like you. You didn't hear it. I heard it. They didn't make the edit. We're 3 weeks into filming, and this girl we don't know is threatening to unalive me. A live interview where Andy asked her, did she have her? And she said, oh no, I didn't have a. Well, I have proof otherwise. Investigate that night. Everyone went home.
But weeks later, you want to say, oh, we had an investigation and found that you weren't in violation of the policy. Hey, did you have a headache? No. Okay, investigation closed. Any place that it will put people in danger and say you have a gun and not be committing a crime. That's not a crime. That's not against policy. I'm just asking.
Can you guys hear it okay? Can I get a 1 if you can hear it okay from somebody in the chat? Because I do not want to. The clip was T though. 1, right on, Shelps. Thanks.
The question. That happened on Beverly Hills. You think she would be in jail or punished or out of a job? You think if she had said that to Kyle or Teresa Giudice or any other housewife on any other show, do you think she would still have a job? I'm just asking a question. And you may end up having to delete this, but I'm going to say it. You tell me if it's too hard, but where I'm from, that's why the decision was made. Leave me alone. A person likely will leave you alone. And they certainly wouldn't be going around playing victim. They would just go on about their business and find another target. That's that. You want the truth? That's the truth.
Okay, you guys. So that was the first thing that dropped from Ken. And we were like, that was not given Usher. These are my confessions. Maybe that's why she called it confessionals, because that clip went viral when she was at the Usher concert. That could have played into it. That's a good marketing thing. That's cool. Her avatar here looks cool. Her anime self. Her cartoon character. Okay, so let's look at this. Let me restart it. So we're going to watch this together. This is going to be 31 minutes. Now, you guys tell me, do you want me to keep talking while it's on, or do you want me to watch it and try to be quiet and get through it? Because it's 31 minutes, and I know if I'm talking, I can make it an hour and a half. You know? But if you want to watch it, then we could do that, and then I can do it. Or would you rather, yeah, say what I got to say? All right, I got you.
So much to me, especially right now. It is a quote from Kendrick Lamar. Wait, what's the quote? Oh, okay. Got it. Okay, I'm being serious. Okay. They try to rig the game, but they cannot fake influence. They, you know they.
So is she talking about the they that the proverbial structure of white supremacy is, the man the man the they that walk behind the rose is in production, they as in the other housewives, they what, Kenya? Oh, in the background, I really love this color aesthetic in her thing. I'll give her that. Isn't that lovely? Isn't it lovely? Isn't it wonderful? I really like that color aesthetic. And her copper dress, she's giving today with her red bottom leopard print. I'm digging it. I'm digging it. I'll give her that. Ken is a beautiful woman. Ken is a beautiful woman, and people say in real life she's a very nice person. It's just on this show, she's always so freaking nasty and crazy. It's really insane. They're like, oh, she'll give you the shirt off her back. And I'm like, and it wasn't on fire? Because on the show, it would have been on fire, And it's if this is supposed to be a version of reality, but she would give you the shirt off her back, but on the show, she's only giving you shirts that she sets on fire, then is this reality or is what? I'm not knowing. All I know is I participate. Smash that like button, smash the subscribe button, share this video out, share it like an Easter egg, okay? Share it. right? Because we're going to get into it. I appreciate you guys for being here. Um, let's start where... Oh, Zelene is back. Right on. Callie Nola. I didn't understand how your response to then explicit pictures of a person, right? Like, this is a weird response. Like, none of it explains. It's not tracking. Callie Nola. Oh, she gonna roll it out? The explanation. Yep, one, not Ken. That's what Mark called her. And she's posted a picture of Mark and Brooklyn like on Friday on their Instagram, remember? And she's like, every time in time or something. In time everything or something like that. I don't know, but something about time. And there was Mark in Brooklyn, and he called her Ken. He sure does. Not sure how that tracks. My argument is, says she don't know how to win. Callie Nola says Lisa Rinna threatened Kim Richards with a broken glass and nothing was done to her. Kenya, stop. And I'm Married to Medicine. Remember that time Mariah Huck had that broken glass and wanted to shank Dr. Heavenly? Remember that time? That's another reason why they got her over there. Probably they took that into consideration because that was like, look, you can't be the creator of the show. Ask the people to be on the show. Help them to get to an appearance that you say was required for her to be on the show. She come on the show and takes off as a fan favorite. And then you want to shank a bitch in her neck? Really, Mariah? Like, that's poor EPing. Like, no wonder. She can't blame a lot of people. Shout out to Mariah. There's rumors of going around that she's coming back. Say what you want to say. She should have fought this behind the scenes with a high-powered attorney. Yup, this just makes things way worse. Because she's implicating herself. She should have took a note from Karen Huger and STFU. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to implicate yourself for nobody's entertainment. No, bitch. No. And plus, because Britt's lawyers, because you know Britt went to her lawyer first. While she went to HR, Britt went to her attorney. And that's who contacted Bravo et al. Allegedly. And that's why things went the way they went for Britt. Okay? My argument is it breaks up the bull, right? Oh, one who cares. Grand Rising, LRGA Curves, mods in chat. 100, she don't know how to win. Curves, cut in and do your POV during the video. Allie from Miami. Do get strikes. Oh, I can't show her shit? Well, hey, maybe I should speed her up. Shelves, if she would just have sat pretty until the group trip, you know, because we already know she had this information. She had a complete dossier, and it just so happened, and this is in my thoughts, this is in my Black Mirror, alternate universe, dystopian place. This one right here already had a dossier on Britt. There was an edge that Britt was clocking. She was checking for Britt because she already had the dossier, so she already felt these things. And remember, she like has real anxiety of being around people she considers whores. Like, she was like all on Portia and Tanya for the Bolo Gate. Couldn't wait to spill tea, you know? She is not a girl's girl. Don't take this bitch to Vegas and have a good time. All of it will be explained through her lens, okay? She's not gonna tell. Go ahead and smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, ring my bell so you can get notified. Share the video, share. Just likes to share, right? Influence, delusions of grandeur, my argument is. She does look great, Silk and Satin. Thanks for being here. Chris, yes. She only got herself crab cakes. Yep. Callie Nola. All of the influence. And she still really hasn't built a platform for herself. Yeah, did you see the video she dropped where she was in the place washing hair? Is that allowed? I think you can be a shampoo girl and not have to have a cosmetology license in most states, right? Because she was shampooing somebody's hair at the salon the other day. Zelene says, not Ken fan, but she does look nice, doesn't she? She's given what it gave, okay? Chris, yeah. Callie Nola. Her hair care was barely on shelves, and now it's on the bottom shelf on the clearance until it's sold out, and they're not reordering nothing. Angie says, "Hey, Larja, can you confess right? Britt was underage." Ooh, my dumbass thought it was my apartment. Back, y'all. I had to check on Mama. How's she doing? Child, you know she has some kind of receipt from Bolo night, right? Like, that's horrible. Don't ever go anywhere with Kenya Moore.
Tried it, girl. Tried to rig the game, meaning, hey, we're going to try to YouTube content that I'm putting out myself, and I'm so proud of myself because I am taking back the narrative instead of everyone speaking on me and, quite frankly, everyone making money off of me. That part. Even sitting down in the interview chair, I haven't done that like for a year. So guess what? I'm doing it for you. Thank you for joining me. And be sure to subscribe because you do not want to miss any of this hot, smoking, piping hot tea. Let's get into it. Let's get into the receipts, okay? More receipts. I have more receipts for you, and I want to just talk about some things that I have been seeing out in the atmosphere that are completely laughable, most of it, but also, in a lot of ways, just really dumb. Yeah, I said it, dumb. Portia, in her recent YouTube, alluded to another housewife sending me the photos of the now infamous photos that were shown during my spa opening.
I know for a fact that one of these housewives who is still on the show is the one who gave Kenya a big part of that nude information.
So number one, that's a lie. That's a lie. The photos were online on various porn sites. Many porn sites. I don't watch porn. I'm not a porn expert. I don't enjoy it. I don't participate. I don't get anything from it. Okay? I would like to just rather see my own body in action, maybe in a mirror or something like that. But I'm not going to sit there and watch porn. The investigators and everyone involved, not including Drew Sidora, found those images. And they're still there. That brings me to NeNe Leakes.
Okay, so, Curvies, what do you think? Thanks for being here. What do you think? As soon as this happened, now going on 10 months ago, did everybody run to the interwebs and look up Brittany Eady porn, Brittany Eady adult, Brittany Eady titties, Brittany Eady? You know, maybe we needed to be more specific. Maybe we needed to say Brittany Eady BJ. You know, because that's what allegedly she was performing, the BJs of fellatio's. So, and there was nothing. There was nothing. Now, I don't go to like the dark webs to find anything. And nobody could find anything. Nobody could find anything. And it's interesting because on the show, in scene, she said she was going to get a private investigator. And then she went on Tamron Hall and said she acquired the pictures away. And now recently she's saying that right here, she's saying that she herself found them on various porn sites. And perhaps that's why I didn't find them, because I did not go to anything that could give my computer a blue screen. Or that would give me that pop-up thing and say that I needed to, if I pressed anything but the button to pay them, then it was going to be, a file was going to be sent to the FBI. Have you guys had that pop-up? And you have to take it to freaking the Geek Squad people and have them fix it for you. Yeah, never press that you'll pay. Don't call that number. PSA, do not call that number. If your screen ever freezes and it says, and it does the 100 pop-ups, and then it says, your thing has this, call this number to get it. Don't do that. Take it right to Geek Squad. Don't call that number. Do not engage. Do not engage. You did nothing wrong unless you did. And if you did, then you're just going to have to deal with it. But if you call that number, then it's going to be a whole lot of other something. Okay? So, back to the program. I feel like Ken so far saying that Portia's lying about what Portia may or may not know. I didn't think Portia looked particularly shocked. I think she looked through, but she wasn't like clutching pearls like that. Aquila chick literally clutched her pearls and plugged her ears. And Ming Lee was standing there like Portia, like, I wonder, does she do that better than me? I don't know what they were thinking, but they didn't seem shocked, you know. But they also are both like into their sexuality, perhaps, more than Ken, as to why they wouldn't have displayed shock and dismay over this image at the grand reclosing for Kenya Moore's daughter's college fund. And I was like, so far, I think Portia might be telling the truth because Ken is lying. In my opinion, allegedly, speculatively, Ken is lying. Because her story has changed a number of times. And she sees nothing wrong with what she gives. I've told you guys before that to me, Ken is giving the Dr. G archetype. Yep. Where she provokes, instigates, antagonizes, and then cries victim and wants an apology first. And, oh, I did it because, you know, that kind of like narcissistic personality disorder type thing. And I'm not a doctor. I just use Google and Chat GPT for shit. Right? And we had a whole conversation. I was like, well, what could it be, Chat GPT? I really call her Aya. And I made it a her because, you know, we think we know everything. And so I go to Aya and I'm like, what could it be when a person who would do revenge porn, after I have it explain what is revenge porn in Georgia, I say, what would it be when a person who would show revenge porn would then turn around and try to justify it because a person said they had a pistol and a whip for bitches like them. And even ChatGPT said that the revenge porn, according to the laws of Georgia, do it yourself. Use one of your credits. Do it yourself. Right? So, yeah, it says a lot in there. Let's finish this video. But Ming Lee, is her real name Ming Lee? Or does she, I don't know. That's interesting. Is she Blasian? Does anybody know if Ming Lee is Blasian?
Someone said that Ming Lee was somehow involved because they know each other, and Ming said out of her own mouth that she has a lot of evidence of Britt Edie's past performances, gigs. Let me say this for the people in the back. We did not get...
So this right here, what she's referencing is, can I make it bigger? Is when Britt Edie said, after Portia said that somebody gave her the stuff, and then she said she got it from the internet. And then Britt Edie said, the internet didn't tell Kenya anything because where is it all over the internet? And that's what my point is. Everybody went and looked 10 months ago, and we've been looking ever since. We still haven't found nothing, not even on TikTok, not even on Twitter. And you know how Twitter is Pornhub, basically. Not even on Twitter are these images like readily anywhere. Okay? So she's like, where? Ming told me herself in a drunken night at an event in Miami for a whole hour. She has saved explicit images of me in her phone, saved for a rainy day. Very weird. To admit it, okay? She ain't innocent either. Can't help we dated the same people. Okay? And that's what Britt wrote. And then, of course, Ming wants to be on camera. She's been loving camera time. And Ming wants to be on camera. So, and allegedly, rumor has it that Ming had been put up to be on the show by Candy and now Ken, allegedly, speculatively. I don't know nothing. I don't live in Atlanta. I just be hearing stuff, you know. And so they were mad that Britt got picked over Ming Lee, is allegedly what it is speculatively. And so there was a little, let's get that bitch going on. And they're playing and gaslighting us that that wasn't happening. But why do you have pictures of another woman in your phone? That's some weird shit. That's some weird shit. I need my memory for stuff I really care about. And having it in your phone since 2011 means something to you, girl. Okay? Ming Lee says, I wasn't drunk. And what I said verbatim was, if I had given those pictures or videos to Kenya, it would have been the ones I have in my phone of you at that party. And you know exactly what I'm talking about. Those are not on the internet, nor have I ever shared or shown them to anyone. And I've had every phone since 2011. And then there was a picture allegedly that she showed that looked like one of those phone collector things at the front of the grocery store, you know, like full of old phones. Yeah, it was a lot. It was like at least 12 phones, you guys. Britt, you're 1 year younger than me, so you were well over age. And this narrative that I'm mad because we dated the same person is complete BS. One of my best friends used to be his fiance, which you were cool with before you even dated him, so stop it. I don't have a problem with you. Like I said to your face. And I would never leak or share any pictures or video used, period. You had a past, so what? Just tell everybody your hoe got deleted and you're married now. FYI. And that image from the video is still on the internet as we speak. Like I said, the internet told your business, not me. Now leave me alone. You guys, this is a lot. I'm going to let it play some more for us.
Any photos from any person. They came directly from a search online. The photos that were revealed are not considered revenge porn. I went so far as, oh my God, did I do something wrong? I don't know this lady. I don't know any of her ex-boyfriends. I don't know any of her ex-friends. I've never seen this lady before in my life. I want to make sure I didn't break any laws. So
She did air quotes on lady. And this is supposed to be like her apology video. Britt went on an apology tour in real time and they got it on film, being very contrite. Like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Immediately to the whole group, went around, ate crow, humbled herself, apologized, went to Ken with a $250 bouquet, apologized in front of people at a public event, said she was sorry, tried to make amends and move forward, which is the formula of these shows. Now, people are saying you can't gauge reaction, and even Candace Dillard Bassett is in agreement with Ken. You guys, I have the footage. I need to upload that video. She was talking to me. I asked her the question. I was like, how do you feel about Ken? And she gave a good, 4-minute answer. I was like, really? And it was all pro Ken and how you can't gauge the response of how people react. And that she feels like there's been worse done. And why is this being put on Ken so harshly? Isn't that interesting? And I thought that was super duper interesting, because that means that she maybe condones even her own beatdown to a degree. And I'm then thinking of what was the worst. Like, this is literally the first time they've RP'd somebody like this. She's going to later on, she is going to try later on to say that Ariana, Tom Sandoval, Rachel Levis, Raquel from Vanderpump Rules, and the Scandoval was a revenge porn thing too, because Rachel Levis ultimately did sue after she got let go. She did sue Tom et al. For revenge porn, because she didn't know the image existed of her playing with herself while she was on FaceTime with Tom. And Tom had a habit of recording people who would have sexy time with him without their knowledge. Ariana actually, I believe she said she knew something about it. And Tom allegedly went on stage and his phone fell out of his pocket. She had his password. She opened the phone. She went to a message, and it was Rachel playing with herself. And then she allegedly sent it to other people who were able to describe it in detail. And then, but nobody ever really said they had it. I don't remember anybody ever saying they had it. Somebody correct me in the chat if anybody ever said they received the video. But I could have swore somebody said they saw, like she showed them. You know what I mean? So, but that would have been without Rachel's consent. Ariana looking at his phone, seeing the image. If she did in fact show Sheena or anybody else, Katie, Kristen, any of them, then she did a form of revenge porn. Yeah. So, but the caveat is that Ariana didn't have it at her grand closing, calling content creators, press, fans, stans, clients, and others, gather them with the specificity of embarrassing, humiliating, terrorizing Rachel Levis. She didn't do it like that. She didn't make a poster board. She got the video and then she went to her best friend and she's like, look what this bitch did. Like that. And even that is revenge porn. And they shut the whole VPR down now. It's over. It's over. So maybe that did have something to do with it. So people, I see right now, didn't Corey just tell us, because they're coming down on Ken like this because she's melanated. They've shut VPR down, you guys. They shut it fucking down. And some could say it's because of Scandoval, because of the lawsuit about the revenge porn about it. And they didn't feel like having that play out on TV. You know what I'm saying? So is this coming down hard on because she's melanated? Or is there a semi-new age in the Bravo sphere where if you bought it, if you break it, you bought it? You know what I'm saying? Let's finish listening to her. I'm feeling like this is very three-ring circus. We're witnessing greatness have a complete meltdown in front of us. This is legendary. Okay?
engaged a local attorney who advised me about the federal law as well as the Georgia state law. I shared photos that were readily available online. I did not commit revenge porn. I shared a publicly available photo that was accessible online. If I showed Kim Kardashian's sex tape right now, is that revenge porn? It's not. And then while we're talking about that, I've already said it was wrong. I should not have done it at my salon, this beautiful salon I worked so hard for, that spent a lot of money on, that money that could have been spent in other areas, including supporting my child. So yes, I am very sorry that I shared the photos because it wasn't right, but I did not break the law, and I'm very sorry for what I did. So in the comfort of my own home, I was joking around.
Okay. GE. Okay, so in Georgia, posting explicit images or videos without consent with the intent, it's all about intent, people, with the intent to harass is illegal and can be a felony or misdemeanor depending on the location of the post. If the material is posted on an adult website for file sharing, if the material is posted on an adult website or file sharing site, it's a felony punishable by up to 5 years in prison. If the material is posted on an adult website or file sharing site, it's a felony punishable by up to 5. How many stocks? Since she's quoting Kendrick Lamar, how many stocks does she gonna have in stock? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 5, bitch. Up to 5 years in prison and $100,000 fine. Misdemeanor offenses are typically punishable by jail sentence and a fine. And the penalties increase for repeat offenses. You guys have Google at your house. Do this yourself. If you feel like making your point to yourself, make it. I'm sharing my point with you and why I feel the way I feel and why I'm in the way I'm in and why I feel like this is worse than what Britt did. Especially because Ken is about to try to explain to us when she showed the weapon and said she wanted to shoot Phaedra in her donkey ass, wanted to put a hot one in the donkey booty. And what was better, a taser gun or a real one? And showed and brandished the actual weapon, showing that the intent that she said could have been actually carried out because she had the means to do so, which is what it takes for a threat to be viable with a firearm in Georgia. We could GI that shit too if you want. But I want to focus on Ken. And what it says Ken did in Georgia, posting explicit images or videos without consent with the intent to harass is illegal and can be a felony or misdemeanor depending on the location of the post. If the material is posted on an adult website or a file sharing site, it's a felony punishable by up to 5 years in prison and a $100,000 fine. Misdemeanor offenses are typically punishable by jail sentence and a fine, and the penalties increase for repeated offenses.
It was wrong. I should not have done it at my salon, this beautiful salon I worked so hard for, that I spent a lot of money on, that money that could have been spent in other areas, including supporting my child. So yes, I am very sorry that I shared the photos because it wasn't right, but I did not break the law, and I'm very sorry for what I did. So in the comfort of my own home, I was joking around with my bestie, which I always do, my very best friend Brandon the Shazer. We were having a dispute on the show with Phaedra, and I was in my closet and I brought out one of my firearms, and I'm like, oh, do I have to use this on Phaedra tonight? Giggling, ha, 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 he. Phaedra was not around, nowhere to be present. Phaedra never saw it. I never said it in any threatening way. I was not upset. You cannot compare apples to oranges. If you want to do that, does Phaedra sitting on the reunion couch with her taser ready for me count?
So she's trying to gaslight you guys because she has zero effect on me. Zero. Her attempt is to gaslight the others into her reality that actually showing a weapon and saying that you want to use it on somebody is less of a threat than a drunk bitch being fed up with your little antagonistic ways, calling her a peasant, which is obviously a trigger for her. And you don't know her like that. Why are you calling people peasants? You thought that was going to just she was just going to do something other than what she did. And then she ends up saying that I got a thing, and she's going to tell us what she said. I got a thing in my purse I got a pistol in my purse for bitches like you. I got whips. I got pistols. Sound like she was hanging out with Rick James, bitch. Those who know. So she's trying to make us believe that brandishing a weapon and while stating a target on film to a known rival is less threatening than Britt talking over on that side of the room while you're walking over on that side of the room. You being in a car while she's saying, I got pistols and whips. You being over there when she says it. Never at any time showing us she could actually do it. Never at any time showing us she had the means to carry it out, which would be brandishing a weapon. That would be the show. Whereas you can brandish the weapon, that means you showed and bared arms while naming a target. And you did do it with a smile, a lovely smile. And the green-eyed, light-skinned Brandon was right over there, girl. Eating. He even walked out. He was like, ooh, I didn't know he was rocking like that. Ooh, like, ooh. Ooh, if he had a weave, he would have been patting it like, girl, I'm wrong road. He would have been rocking Patton. Okay, wrong road, bitch. I didn't know. He left the closet and had to come back. He's like, ooh, Brandon. So she's explaining it like hers was a ha-ha. I might have showed the clip. I might have showed the Glock. I might have named the person. I might have said multiple times in that small clip, and they only give us a few seconds. She said at least 3 times that she was going to do it. Oh, it's better than a taser. Oh, she needs it in her donkey ass. Oh, do I need to get this for her? That's like 3 separate times of that you were showing that you was going to intend to, that you had the means to carry out this intention. But she's trying to gaslight you guys the way they did with the public when Rodney King was getting his ass whooped and he put his arms up to cover his head from getting hit with another fucking baton, and they said that was resisting. And they had the whole world convinced that that's resisting. Oscar Grant was on his face down on the fucking ground at Fruitvale BART station, and that's resisting. Okay? Gaslight the fuck out of everybody. Because those two things are not resisting. She's trying to gaslight us. That's the level of gaslighting that's going on here. She's trying to convince the world that it's okay to show a weapon, name a target, but it's not okay to say, oh, I carry a pistol in my purse. I carry a whip. I got whips. I got pistols for bitches like you. And the mere fact that she added whips makes it like a void thing, because who does that? Like, that makes it funny on its own. The mere fact she added a whip. I got pistols and whips. It sounds like she's trying to take you over to Candy's dungeon. And you got mad. Maybe it was a whip-handled pistol. Maybe it was a pistol-handled whip. Maybe it was that. Maybe that's the kind of kink she's into, that the handle of the whip fashioned like a pistol. Perhaps that was it. But we'll never know because we didn't see it. But we saw your Glock. We saw your firearm. We saw your love of the Second Amendment. Why can't Britt, who also might be a lover of the Second Amendment, why can't she talk about her love of the Second Amendment? But you get to show your love of the Second Amendment. And that's what the fuck is going on in the world today, where they're trying to make all these lies the truth just because they say it loud and long enough. It's crazy. They literally want our eyeballs to be lying to our brain if you see it in real time and you get the definition, and then you hear from her mouth that she did what she did, where she said she got it from a porn website. She just said it, and it says right there, if you did that, oh, that's a felony. But her lawyer told her it wasn't. Her lawyer told her it wasn't a felony. Maybe that's why she's not divorced yet, you guys, because her lawyer don't know shit, obviously. Allegedly.
Okay, moving on.
Tell us about your first interaction with Britt and why you feel like she misinterpreted your energy.
Oh, I don't think she misinterpreted anything. It was all very calculated. So the first interaction I had with all of the ladies was actually really pleasant. I was excited to meet them. It was season 16. I'm like, oh my God, this is season 16. I'm the only one standing that's a real OG. 12, 13.
See, the bitch is lying. She can't not lie. What's it called when you're pathological? Pathological liar. I wonder what that is. Where's my other phone? Pathological liar. Is that when you tell lie after 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 lie? So far, we're only 5 minutes into this fucking video. I already told you guys I'm going to make it about a good hour and a half, maybe longer. I don't know. I'll try to let her talk a little longer next time. But we 5 minutes in, and I'm ticking off lies like I'm listening to the debate for the presidents. Is that many lies being told? You know how at the bottom of the thing, when 45 would talk, they would have a lie counter? Yup. That's what it's given. It's given that we need a lie detector. One of those little graphs right there that's like lie, lie, lie. She just said she's the only OG, you guys. Are you guys going to tolerate that? Where are the real stands of Real Housewives of Atlanta at? Are you going to let her lie to the people like that? Just what? What? So Phaedra gets to walk around bad-mouthing the whole franchise production and all kind of shit all over the place and keep jobs over at Bravo. Meanwhile, NeNe hasn't got a spinoff yet. Plus, they're hiring all the people that got fired for racism over there. They all got spinoffs now. And all of this stuff is going on. So there is stuff going on. But her and her lies? Her? Not an OG? OG means original gangster, original as in OG. Okay? OG. Okay? OG. Okay? Right? It's like, dude, she would get beat down on the set going around claiming to be an OG, and she's a little. She would get straight beat down.
Years in, you know, and I felt like I could be mother to everyone. I'm a mother, okay? You know, show these girls I've been through the fire. I know what it's like to be a newbie. I know what it's like to be here. You know, I know everything that could possibly happen has happened to me on this show. And I felt like I could speak, you know, as someone that could be supportive, could read a girl if she's wrong. And my first interaction with all of the newbies, I was like, oh, girl, they're so pretty. You know, Kelly was there, Brittany was there, everyone was there except for Angela at the moment, and also Drew. And I just remember coming in just being very pleasant to everyone, and there was an issue about a ring that someone made. I feel as though that was clearly a made-up issue. If someone has an engagement ring on and not a wedding band, not the other way around, because if you just have on one ring and it's just a circular ring.
So is she wearing this right here to demonstrate for this conversation? Or why does she have all of these rings on and only that hand? Are her and Mark not getting divorced now and she's trying to entice production of a reconciliation arc with her and Mark? Because from what I heard, old boy got evicted out of Brooklyn and he needs a place to be because he wasn't paying the rentals or something, allegedly. I don't know, Google it. There's a Reddit thread. And yeah, so is that why she dusted off her fingerwear? Is to again try to entice production? Because remember, they had let her go because she was boring as F and toxic AF. And then while she was gone, she got married. Or is that what happened? Or was it that she got married off the show and then they let her go? I don't know. Anyway, she was playing all kind of games. Smoke and mirror, bitch. Smokes and mirrors. Shout out to Cecil from Married to Medicine's cousin Walter for engaging you for a while. Oh, yeah. Okay, this time I'll try to let it play for at least 4 minutes so we can get past the 10-minute mark, you guys.
That's usually a wedding band. Now, you can choose to wear whatever you want to wear on your hand. No one's saying that. I was confused at what she was saying about it being a new ring or a different ring, or her second ring is actually what she said. I'm like, oh, you've been married before? I don't know this girl. I never seen her before in my life. So, again, you're wearing an engagement ring. I'm assuming that either you're engaged or you're I don't think you could be anything else. I think my fans know and I'm being shady. I think they call me the shade assassin for a reason. That wasn't shady. We know what my shady looks like. Let's move on. It wasn't shady. So after I saw her and, we had the whole moment again about the hug was a very awkward. I don't like to hug. If you see me out in public, I will probably never hug you because I do believe people transfer energy to you and you have to really kind of know someone and know where they're coming from to hug them. So I don't really hug people that I don't know. That's not a crime. That is a boundary that I have for myself, and people need to respect that. It's not personal. Then we get to the next time I see her, the Balmain event. I'm like, oh, you look so beautiful, like a Balmain Barbie. Hi, Balmain Barbie. How are you? Hi. I hugged her then, hugged her when I saw her another time, hugged her at the dinner. That was a pat. That wasn't a hug. That's a hug without getting makeup on me. And she was complaining every step of the way. And I'm like, this girl has very bad energy, but I paid it dust and I just went on to have a good time because I was actually having a really good time at the dinner before it went left. So the whole thing about being targeted, her being targeted by me, people asking her if I did something to her, she can't answer why because it didn't happen. Do you want to know what I really think happened? I think that when she was interviewing for Real Housewives of Atlanta, she wanted the villain role. She wanted to come after me because she felt like, okay, well, Portia wasn't there at the time. I was, right? And I believe that she made them promises that she was going to come after me. She was going to be this girl that could read, this girl that was doing all this, you know. And when she met me, Portia flushed this out. She was surprised and thrown off that I was so nice. Because I am nice. I don't really bother people unless they bother me. We know I retaliate. We know that's what I do. I'm not saying it's always right, but I'm not going to let anybody run over me. And I have no reason to not like someone that I don't know. And I was always nice to the girls. The point is, I think she overpromised what she would do on the show. The first 3 weeks of filming, she was exceptionally boring. There was nothing outstanding about her. She didn't come in. She wasn't dressed in designer clothes from head to toe. Her husband wasn't particularly interesting. Like, no, not trying to throw shade in the husband. Sorry about that. But there was just nothing in the group scenes that I saw her in that made me think, oh, that's a star baby. I was actually more captivated by Kelly and Angela. And of course, I knew Shamia already. I knew her personality. But she was failing. Like, she was dull. Okay? So I think when she kept trying to come after me, and I just was like, okay, girl, I see you. You're trying to have a moment. You're falling flat. This is your 3 weeks in. Producers are probably asking you, girl, when are you going to show up? And you thought, okay, I'm going to show up tonight. And I think was her downfall from there. This is the biggest question that I have for the people that come on reality TV that have a shady past that you're not proud of. Okay, we've all done things in our past we're not proud of. Nobody was perfect. To the Simons, to the Chrisleys. It went from someone saying you're 17, age of consent, to, oh wait, that's not going to track. Okay, let me just say I was underage. No. So that's what I just don't understand. Like, I'm not even going to open that can of worms because my whole question and line of questioning will be completely different from everybody else's. I would want to know, if you're going to make a statement, you need to prove. Because we already know you.
So much. Wait, did I let it play 4 minutes? Yeah. Ooh, 11:11. I stopped it right on 11:11. Shout out. Shout out. So what's this say? It's never a good feeling to be targeted or hazed by someone I thought would embrace me into a new circle that I never met. For the record, I've never once had a possession of any weapon or threatened anyone ever. I've never been to jail, in a fight, or even had as much as a speeding ticket. That's not my character. I'm hurt by the narrative that's been displayed. Wrong is wrong. And so how the law usually works is you have to prove guilt and you're innocent until proven guilty. So Kenya right now trying to flip the script as part of her gaslight routine, flip the script back on her victim. Now she's villainizing the victim by saying, well, you need to prove that you're not all these things that I'm saying you are. That's what you need to do. I said what I said. I said that you're an insurance fraud hoe, that you're not underage, that that you were of age. I'm saying all of these things. And now you need to prove that what I'm saying is not true. That's not how the shit works. For slander cases, defamation, libel, all that stuff, the person needs to prove that the person that's saying it needs to prove that what they're saying is true. Aren't you innocent until proven guilty? So she's even trying to flip that on its head. It's amazing. I can't.
Capable of lying, right? Excuse me 1 second. Okay, wow. Another Google alert. Okay, we'll get to that. She gets
Google alerts, you guys. I wonder, is it for her, for Brit, for RHOA, is it What do you guys think the alert was for? Do you think it's for her specifically, like a Kenya Moore headline or upload? Or do you think it's for a Brit upload? Or, oh, all
I don't
three?
understand why any person would come on reality TV when they have done things in the past or are currently doing things that they don't want to be found out. Why? And then to give someone a reason to expose you. In the words of Samuel L. Jackson, am I the only sane motherfucker? Like really? Am I the only sane person in the room? Why? Because they're so egotistical, they don't think they'll be found out. Like, okay, wow. You paid to scrub the internet out of your own words. Okay. Well, they left some dust in the corner. And over there, in behind there too. A lot of people say.
Okay, so now let's take some of these comments and then we'll move on to we're almost done. We're 12 minutes in of a 31-minute meltdown. This is nothing she's saying is making sense or based in reality. If the eighth housewife was here, she would be tearing her up right now. She would be running the tape back showing that's a lie. She would be running the tape back showing that's a lie. She would be running the tape back showing that too is a lie. Kenya Moore. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Or what? A meltdown. A meltdown. A meltdown. She looks good doing it though. I love brown on brown. Yeah. Let's see. Oh darn, you guys have been talking. Where did we leave off? Damn. Good googly woogly. Thanks for being here, you guys. That's a lot of comments. Lord have mercy. Lord, okay. No, her name is not Ming Lee and she's not Asian. In my opinion, she needs to be mad at herself. She spent all that money and now she's trying to recoup it. Exactly. Happy Resurrection Day, everybody. Exactly. And happy Mary Jane Day. Yes. And we can hope that 45 doesn't make it happy Insurrection Act Day. Yes. Thanks for being here, Be More Shorty. I don't know who she thought she was. Kimora daughter Ming Lee Simmons. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what that's about. There are pictures of Ming Lee online. She looks way different. I think she had surgery. Very interesting. If she chose to. Ming Lee, I thought it was Sierra from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Copy and paste plastic surgery. Wow. Hey, Sister Booski. What's good, Zeline? Oh, the East Coastians are talking to the East Coastians. The Balmorians. That's right. That part. That was my whole thing. Those images were out there. Why haven't people found them? Shannon, it's worse that Kenya displayed child pornography. Britt was underage. Yeah, and who is she? Who is she to say that Britt isn't what she said she was? And Britt has only ever said she did some stuff in high school. And in high school, she let a dude tape record her and this, that, and the other. And you know what I'm saying? So she's been consistently saying that part. When she was doing those other videos with Stevie J, now I have seen some cam girl footage, but I don't know that that's the footage that she used. And even if she did, so what? It's a picture of you in a bra. You're practically a Victoria's Secret model. What's the problem? Is anybody calling Savage X Fenty and telling those bitches to put on clothes and trying to slut shame them for walking around in lingerie? No. So if Ken did use those pictures, then she's even dumber than I thought, because who does that? Who does that? There's an entire industry built on women walking around in lingerie, and it has zero to do with hardcore porn. So if she was trying to even weaponize one of those images on the pictures on her poster boards, that's even more dumb. She's it's none of it. This is why she has a preconceived notion about Brit. Yep, not the other way around. Yep. But Kenya is but Kenya's kind. Everything they say is projection. Yep. Listen to them carefully. I'm taking a cookie break. Right on. Making dinner for two my dad's friends. Oh, who don't have family. Oh, that's so beautiful. That is so beautiful and loving. I love it. Community building. Um, Wow, you are blessed, Be More. Hey, Curvies, 23 watching, 18 likes. Now we're 25-19 that I can see. If you guys could smash things, that would be great. Share the video, beat the heart, ring my bell so you can get notified, okay? What? Who didn't Rick Ross date? Yeah, I don't know what old boy is working with. Some people like a good kickstand. You know that stomach like that, like dad bod stomach where like you just get it right there and you kind of like use it for like an anchor on your pubis, and then it like can make your nut harder. Anyway, I'm sorry. I just said all that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And on Easter Sunday, Lord have mercy, please. But anyway, yeah, but I wonder what he's working with, because he does get the pretty honeys and they stay around for a while. And he must be well invested, because I didn't know that you can make that much money off of like selling records that I never heard. Because I very rarely hear a Rick Ross song. So, but he seems to be loaded. Okay. Yes. Thank you, Angie. I'd love to bless others. Extended family. Beautiful. Nobody was checking for Brit and her phone videos and photos. Kenya might be a bit jealous of the newbie because the spotlight isn't on her and her forever divorce. Exactly. Team 12, thanks for viewing. Please hit the video like button. That's right. Come through, and you guys can even come through and play. I don't mind. You guys can put what you want in the comments. I'm showing you why I'm saying what I'm saying. I'm showing you why. I'm showing you. So whatever you got to say is, you got to show me on your channel, where I might not visit because I might feel like you're talking out the side of your neck too if you subscribe to anything that Ken is saying. It is coming down on Ken like this because she's melanated. Ming Lee claims she had Brit's fun time adventures. Yep. Kenya also had flash photos to the crowd of the people without her consent. Yep, that's what got her fired. Yeah, I feel like that might be more what got her fired, is somebody, one of the production people was like, I did not want to see that kind of sex. Okay. Like, oh my God, my virgin eyeballs. Ugh. Ugh. Ooh. Yes, excited by my folks. Happy Easter. In Kenya's case, the people in the crowd would have needed consent to see the images as well. And what if somebody in the crowd was 17 and she's showing this to them too? Then that's exposing minors to porn. And still another problem. Okay? Problems on problems on problems on problems. She brought it to a place that she knew there was going to be recording happening of the event. Could that be that she was illegally making and creating it also for production? She knew the cameras were going to be there, and she whipped that thing out. Oh, look, I'm trying to read the comments with this cursor right here. I think that's because LVP is opening a new boutique in Vegas and she doesn't have time for the show. Kenya literally got everybody's attention with her antics. There is no way Bravo could ignore it. They ignored Nene fine. Kenya is trying to make herself believe she is correct. Yep. What type of lawyer did she have? The one that didn't get her divorce yet? So if it was wrong, don't justify it, right? My argument is very easy, right? Shelves, I'm very sorry, but let me tell you, this is 304 wrong. Callie Nola, facts. She showed the pictures at a public event is also an issue. If anyone felt sexually harassed, she could have got her in serious trouble. Ken always does that when she's wrong, Celine. That's what Corey said. The Canadian POV. Oh, I love a good POV, darling. Thanks for being here. She keeps leaving things out. That's just how she lies. It's exhausting. She speaks half truths. Oh my gosh, completely. And y'all see how she had all the girls propped up in front of the cameras. Yup. For her guests, sure did. Sure did. Used all their star power to help get her grand lose my daughter's college fund opening closing. LMAO. I thought Phaedra said Kenya had a horse ass. Yeah, wasn't it a horse and a donkey or a stallion and a donkey or something like that? The Aquarius Committee does not claim Kenya Summer more. Yes, it's me. I'm the committee. Right on, Be More. That's hilarious. I believe what really happened is Brittany did not press charges. Yeah, I think that she might not have pressed charges and got to stay on the show. And I don't know, that feels like it could make sense. Or that she waited to press charges because it is still against the law. And you can't make me sign anything that is illegal. And I have a right to sue you unless I settle or waive that right. So, and if I waived that right, then it was definitely going to be for my benefit, right? So if the benefit was I can't work with her and she needs to be gone because she hasn't apologized and doesn't see anything wrong with it, then yeah, that could be a good reach around, right? She's diabolical. I don't like that chick. She doesn't care. It's Delulu land. Her mother feels a different way. We don't claim her as an Aquarius person. Dead curves, yes. Some person tried calling me a peasant in the chat the other day. That dummy must be a Kenya fan. I told them the same thing. The peasant thing was weak, same as you. Sound dumb. Yeah, like who even talks in terms of peasants? Games of Thrones is off, bitch. Bridgerton isn't here. I mean, what show is even on right now that's a word that's like even a kind of like popular trigger word, right? And that's nothing. That's nothing. That's nothing. Oh, the peasants. No, you're delusional, bitch. That makes you even sound even more delusional. Oh, these peasants. And wasn't Martell Holt the one that tried to revive peasants? And he revived it, and it had a slight renaissance. And now she's trying to use it over here. Remember Martell Holt over on Love and Marriage, Love and Lockup Huntsville? He told his side chick that she was a peasant. Remember? Yeah. Some person tried calling me that. Hey, everyone. Mamere, right on. Thanks for coming through. How you feeling? I hope you're on the mend. Feeling excellente. Charlie Murphy, yes. I wonder if Kenya planned those pictures before the threat even happened. That's what I'm saying, Callie Nola. I've been said it. I said it 10 months ago. I believe that Kenya Moore already had a dossier on the lady. And if there was a gun mentioned, because at the time the reports were that there wasn't a gun mentioned, and there wasn't one mentioned that day. So that's not a lie. If anybody who's like, because the rumor was she said, oh, I have a thing in my purse. And I was like, did she just happen to have a poster board with the thing? So that was part of my dossier conspiracy even. I was like, how is it that fast? But now to find out that it was later, it still doesn't amend the thought that she already had a dossier, Callie. Protect herself. You threatened her 3 times. Yep, gaslight. Let's see, Callie Nola, that's a good point. And answer the question, change the whole trajectory. Yup. Protect herself. Beautiful being footage. Yup. Explain it away. The eighth housewife does not play. Roll that beautiful being footage. Yes, I don't know where the person got their license from. Oh, you don't think she's a liar, Jay of Queens? Well, how isn't she a liar? That's what all I need to know. And we've already addressed how beautiful she is. So don't come in here with that bullshit. It has nothing to do with looks, whoever you are. Whoever you are, it has nothing to do with looks. It has everything to do with whatever is rolling around in the space that is a skull and is usually for brains. Whatever is happening in there, whatever the neurons in synapses in this space, in the space that is freaking Kenya Moore's mind, if whatever's in there, that's what we need to get to. Okay? And there might be a hive mind thing going on because a lot of people are in agreement with what she's saying. Like, it's just, I'm gobsmacked that everybody would co-sign. So she's literally saying that if somebody gets mad at Brooklyn for what Brooklyn did, that they have a right to show explicit images of Brooklyn at any time. At any time. And even for her, that like the next time, like let's say Britt does decide to get her back, and the get back is she finds the one dusty sex tape of Kenya Moore might be doing something and decides to show that. Do you don't think that she would be equally as mad and upset? She would have her panties in a bunch. She lies like a rug. That's right, Ken. Uh-huh. Give me $1 for each one. You have 50, right? She's not an OG. Waiting for Kim Fields' response. Oh, is she going to talk about that? I haven't seen this whole thing yet. That's her problem. She knows everything and nobody can tell her anything. Oh, so many. I'm going to scroll down some so we can keep playing. Kenya is repeating what all the CCs have been saying. You know, she made promises the same way for you for the seasons 5, 6, 11, 12, 13. Yup. Shall I continue? Exactly. I think it's time to let RHOA go along with OC, Salt Lake, Dubai, and NYC. That's right. Corey's like, blow it up. Set this bitch on fire. We don't need no water. Let them burn. Burn. Remember that song, The Roof? The Roof. The roof is on fire. We don't need no water. Let the motherfucker burn. Burn. Motherfucker. Burn. It used to happen in that pop locking song. Kenya let Mark run all over her. And I don't even know that they had sex. I don't think that she likes to swap bodily fluids. I imagine her having sex the way Sandra Bullock had sex in Demolition Man. Like it's all like they don't actually touch. Because who touches anymore? So she confessed Britt's underage. Portia has not lied yet. Interesting. Britt contacted another CC and Britt told her the DMs she was a minor. Exactly. And who are we? Who are we to say she's not? Even if you love this lady, until she can prove that what she's saying about Britt is true, then Britt, as the person, can say whatever she says, and we have to accept it as the truth pretty much. She doesn't have to prove it. You have to prove it. Let's see. Right on. Thanks for coming through, everybody. Let's let this beautiful bean footage roll. Yeah, it used to always be at house parties.
The issue came up, and I said I take full accountability. I'm not playing the victim. I'm telling my own truth. I ultimately chose to go on Tamron Hall because I really needed to publicly take accountability for my actions. I mean,
You guys, So we just went from her talking in this chair, and she's obviously doing her thing, to now she inserted additional audio that's obviously inserted after all 12 minutes and 53 seconds of lies, delusion, bullshit. It's like get your meds calibrated type talk going on, okay? Obvious. If anybody who watched Empire, remember when the guy would have to get he would be acting all manic and they'd be like, oh, he needs to get his meds calibrated. Yeah, allegedly. I'm just kidding. I don't know. But it's given that. It's giving like something needs to get calibrated. Okay. So 12 minutes of needing calibration to a blackout moment of clarity. And then it looks like we're going to get back to being uncalibrated. But look at this segue. Let's catch that. What just happened? She went from her chair to a freaking.
A lot of people say that I have never taken accountability for anything, and that's simply not true. And I went on Tamron Hall. I was promoting my daughter's book. The issue came up, and I said I take full accountability. I'm not playing a victim. I'm telling my own truth. I ultimately chose to go on Tamron Hall because I really needed to publicly take accountability for my actions. I mean, sharing that photo at my own salon opening was a serious lapse in judgment. Everybody can possibly now understand that it was definitely not the smartest thing to do. And I deeply regret that I hurt anyone that was involved, including the cast, including Brittany, including the crew, including any of the guests that were there to come to celebrate me. I mean, this platform gave me a chance to sincerely apologize and not to excuse what I did, but to own it fully. Sometimes the things that you do can come back and they can hurt you. And as I've said here before, I definitely did not, I escalated the situation. I didn't need to. Kim Fields, okay? People are so mad. That was what, 6-7 years ago, and rightfully so. I issued a public apology to.
Speaking of 420, I see you guys talking about it. Yep, happy 420, you guys. And anybody who wants to sponsor my pre-rolls or flowers, then I would gladly accept a Cash App. If one of the mods can drop my Cash App, I would gladly accept a token for the smoking. Okay, I will gladly accept a token for the smoking. And if you would love to do that, I would love to accept it. So go ahead. Gifts are definitely accepted. Easter eggs, all kind of things, whatever you want to do. But definitely go ahead and drop that cash tag. It is cash tag LRGA Curves. 1S LRGA Curves. And plus I'm gonna need to smoke after her. This is a lot. I had smoked a little before her, but trying to decipher all of this is blowing my ooh.
Kim, when I was on Watch What Happens Live, they asked me, is there anything that I regret? And I was like, absolutely. I think you learn from regret, but for me, I definitely regretted pulling her chair. That was not right. She's a class act, and we are over it. Like, she invited me to come on her show to film with her just last year, the Upshaws. So, wrong. I do take accountability. Another time I've taken accountability is, and these are just from what I can remember off the top of my head, was with Phaedra. I did some things with Phaedra that crossed the line. She did absolutely things that crossed the line with me. But I apologize.
You see that Dr. G right there? It's like Quad says, you beat my ass, smothered me, dragged me across the floor. You abused me. And he says we did things to each other. So she says she crossed the line with Phaedra. But she can't just leave it there and own it. She has to then drag Phaedra into it, so they're both wrong. We looked up narcissistic personality disorder, I think that was one of the components of it, where they like can never, they always are blaming other people or something like that, allegedly.
For my part, and what I did to contribute to the downfall of our friendship. And that was on the show. So I'm not sure why people didn't acknowledge that was taking accountability, but I absolutely did in that moment too. I'm not playing a victim. I am in this situation partly because of my choices. Back
Right there, partly because of her choice. It's not all because of her choice. So she's a marionette puppet that Britt has full control over. Because for Britt to even partly be responsible for anything this sovereign being has done. Anyway, delusion.
to the original point, I have taken accountability. So you guys just choose not to see it, it's okay, but I'm just going to remind you. So now it's time for a commercial break. And since people want to talk about snatching edges, because you can get real close. These are my edges. You can even see the little gray hairs, okay? This is not a lace front. This is my hair. Well, not this. But this is my hair, and these are my edges. I developed Kenny Moore Hair Care similarly to why I developed a product line as well as a spa. I love making women look and feel good.
So was all of this a promo?
I love when women come into the salon or use my products and leave reviews and say, my hair has transformed. I have had so many customers and positive reviews before any housewives drama had anything to do with it. My customers say, more edges worth. So try more edges today. You can find them online, or you can come into the shop, or you can go to CVS or Sally. So they all have different products, but we're also going to be back on Amazon, so check it out there too. Kenya Moore Hair Care. We're going to get into even more receipts, okay? I'm going to be answering questions that you guys have submitted. And don't forget, like, comment, and subscribe. Because if you don't, you won't get any notifications when I drop something new or when the juicy gossip hits the net first. You hear it from me first, right here. People are saying, why didn't you go to the producers if you were so afraid? The answer is, I did. I did go to producers. Number one, when we were there, Portia and I stayed back while everyone was leaving, and Britt Edie was irate. She was yelling and screaming, and it was then that I heard her say the following words. That's why I keep a like you. Let me repeat that. You didn't hear it. I heard it. It didn't make the edit. That's why I keep a like you. Yelling and screaming as she's going out, irate. I heard things knocking around. Like, I didn't know what was going on. And I immediately went to the showrunner, the executive producer, and I said, what is going on? Why is she talking about what is happening? Like, Portia can tell you that. She saw the reaction on my face. She saw that I was visibly shaken. And I was like, just trying to figure
Didn't she start the video by calling Portia a liar?
things out. So I did go to the producer. Not only did I go to the producer then, I also went to the production company that night, explained what happened, and said, I don't know what's going on. We're 3 weeks into filming, and this girl we don't know is threatening to unalive me. I've been on this show for 12 seasons. I have never once had anyone threaten me with a... I have not ever had anyone allude to unaliving me. So I took it seriously, because it's one thing if, listen, it would never be right. But if a Portia or, even a Drew or somebody that we know that has something to lose, did you hear me say that? If it was someone that we already knew, that we have been filming with for years, and we know that they have something to lose, maybe I would have taken it differently. But when someone you don't know, who basically, in my words, like you just, you found off the street is doing all of that. You guys weren't there. You do not know how intense it got. It got so intense. So I did make my complaint. Well, I went to the police before, and honestly, I'm the only cast member there that's ever been physically attacked. Whether you say I deserved it, whether you say I did this or did that, it's obviously a polarizing conversation, and it was back then. But I was, and still am, the only one on the show that was physically attacked. So when someone is new to me coming around and saying that they are going to unalive me and use a on me, and then, well, you...
Isn't that another lie? Wasn't Cynthia attacked by the same person that Ken was attacked by? And wasn't it on the show on a boat? See how she just doesn't stop. It's been 19 minutes and 42 seconds of freaking buzzkill lies.
Heard 2 or 3 more times saying they had wits and MF. That wasn't about the neighborhood. And you try to change the narrative to make it benefit you because of your inaction, that's rigging the game. You're rigging the game. You clearly rigged the game against me. Listen, I'm going to leave it right there. I did what I was supposed to do. And I take a lot of umbrage to someone now saying that they didn't have a gun. And so somehow that's supposed to absolve them from everything that happened after. And we're going to show this clip where she said prior to Housewives that she keeps a gun at all times. Roll it.
Keep my pistol with me always. Always.
Security is at the gas station?
I only go to gas stations that have security there. I only go to the same gas stations if I'm in the city.
Yeah.
On her Instagram.
Did you guys notice how Britt isn't nasally all the time? Like, I like Britt a lot, but her Fran Drescher isn't giving Fran Drescher. I don't know, the tone, the frequency, I think it has just a little too much and not enough Maybe if it was more like operator and instead of like operator. I don't know. But sometimes it's there and sometimes it's not. Because in that clip that they just showed of Britt talking again, the problem is a black woman talking is supposed to outweigh what this black woman did when she brandished a weapon in the closet with Brandon and named her target as Phaedra Parks' buttocks. She did that on film. And then she's going to show us a clip of Britt Eady talking, and all Britt Eady did this time was talk, of Britt Eady talking about doing something. So the problem is black women talking? I don't know.
Everything that happened after.
Obviously is the problem, because I got a problem with everything this black woman is talking about.
And we're going to show this clip where she said prior to Housewives that she keeps a gun at all times. Roll it.
Keep my pistol with me always. Always.
Security is at the gas station?
I only go to gas stations that have security there. I only go to the same gas stations if I'm in the city.
Yeah.
On her Instagram, she said that wasn't her character. She did not threaten anyone with. She did not have a. She never said anything about. So we know that that was a complete lie. So we already know you're a liar. We already know she's capable of lying and trying to rig the game. Let's go back to this whole Watch What Happens live interview where Andy asked her, did she have a gun? And she said, oh no, I didn't have a gun. Well, I have proof otherwise. Nobody checked bags when we're filming. Nobody checked cars when we're filming. You show up, you go inside, and you start to film. But weeks later, you want to say, oh, we had an investigation and found that you weren't in violation of the gun policy. Really, bitch? I did what I did. I complained to HR. I did all these other things. Now you want to do an investigation? 3 weeks have gone by. because someone said it, well, we already know that person is a liar, right? Because we have proof, solid proof, from her own Instagram that she lied about talking about the gun that night. So we already know you're a liar. And now we're investigating something 3 weeks after the fact because of what someone said that wants to keep their job? Oh, okay, that's okay. Hey, did you have a gun that night? No. Okay, investigation closed.
I think this has been 22 minutes and 17 seconds of somebody trying to keep their job, Ken. By the way, I'm telling you, she needs something calibrated. It might be meds.
Can you go to the airport and say you have a and not get arrested? Can you go to the bank and say you have a and not get arrested? Can you go any place that it will put people in danger and say you have a...
Weren't they at the bank when she said she had a pow and didn't get arrested?
and not be committing a crime? That's not a crime? That's not against policy? I'm just asking the question. Can you go to your job tomorrow and say, you, Joe, you gonna learn today? You don't know who the I am, Joe. Fuck you, Joe. You gonna have some respect around here. I got with some That's why I keep a for like you, Joe.
I'm going straight to HR.
You going to HR and the police. If that happened on Beverly Hills, you think she would?
So you're going to HR and the police, but you know who didn't go to the police? You know why? Because isn't Georgia, we did a whole video on it. Isn't Georgia like one of them, you can carry it, like you could put it in your, you could put a rifle rack in your truck window? Isn't that what's happening in Georgia?
To be in jail or punished or out of a job? You think if she had said that to Kyle or Teresa Giudice or any other housewife on any other show, do you think?
So see how now she's going to NeNe territory? Isn't this what NeNe was trying to get these ladies to talk about with her when Candy went and got herself a deal, solo deal for all these productions? Isn't that what happened? And Kim was like, oh, nothing to see here. NeNe just needs to go into the sunset and stop talking shit. She just needs to STF you and eat this resignation. Wow.
She would still have a job? I'm just asking the question. Things been handled differently, I would have never felt a need to protect myself or escalate the situation. And people go, oh, well, how's that protecting yourself? Because where I'm not even mention where I'm from. Where I'm from.
So she's from someplace, but has been Miss USA, and they have a morality clause as Miss USA. And like, I don't know if they could still come take her scepter and crown for, you know, immoral behavior, because didn't they strip Vanessa Williams of her title and crown after they released her Playboy pictures? Because one of the questions on the application to be Miss America is, have you engaged in those kind of images, I guess. And anyway, she said no, and then it came out after she had became, I guess that would have been the third Miss USA or whatever, Vanessa Williams. And they stripped her. Didn't they strip her of her title and crown for immoral stuff? Corey, you would know that kind of stuff. Do you know if they stripped Vanessa Williams of her crown for immorality because she posed naked with Playboy? Oh, and plus, wasn't it like it was not only a naked picture, but it simulated like lesbian sex? Like, wasn't there like a lady sucking on her titties or something? Anyway, Vanessa Williams lost her title and crown because of that. Yep, that's what I said. So I don't know how long the morality clause lasts. Maybe somebody can contact them and see if showing explicit images of another woman to harass, intimidate, and harm, in addition to being in your closet, brandishing a weapon, naming a target, and saying how you want to use the weapon on that target, and maybe like implying that another person's husband, like weaponizing sexuality of another housewife's husband. I wonder if the morality clause covers all of these things. I'm not sure. Maybe somebody could contact them and see. I'm not sure what happens with that.
And you may end up having to delete this, but I'm gonna say it. You tell me if it's too hard. So that's why the decision was made, for me to escalate it in the way that I did. Because if you
see, she should have just pulled a Karen Huger and shut the fuck up. She just implicated herself. She just said she decided to make a decision after careful consideration. She decided to make a decision because it's in her, based off of her upbringing, to do these types of things. If I was Britt Eady's and I was Britt Eady's legal team, I would use this entire delusional, need my meds calibrated tirade as evidence about your further Kenmore, your further perpetuation of a disruptive narrative for this woman's reputation.
keep messing with me, I got more and more with you, so leave me alone. And that person likely will leave you alone. And they certainly wouldn't be going around playing victim. They would just go on about their business and find another target. That's that. You want...
We still not shopping at Target, by the way.
But the truth, that's the truth.
Do you now feel that your retaliation allowed the new girl to trick you out of your spot?
Ooh, I don't think there's any such thing. I already had a spot. How can somebody trick? It wasn't a spot up for grabs. Like, nobody snatched a peach. Everybody had a peach. So nobody tricked me out on the spot. So that does make sense.
Further delusion. She's literally out of her spot, people. If you didn't know, she's been fired. Indefinitely suspended. No longer on the show. They did a black screen. It said, due to the severity of what this bitch has done, we decided to not film with her anymore. She's literally out of her spot. Someone please call 911. Get this bitch back on her meds.
Cynthia threw you under the bus in his team, right?
I'm not going to talk about Cynthia.
People want to know how much you make a season, honey.
How much I make a season? Well, I mean, I don't talk about money. When it comes to like my own money, I see a lot of these crazy reports saying like my net worth is $800,000. My house is.
But you did talk about money and how you literally cried about your investment of $400,000 into Kenya Moore Hair's closing. So you do talk about money. And I'm telling you, every single time I stop it is because of another lie. We're 24 minutes in. The last time I stopped it, it was 22 minutes and she had just lied. Now it's 24 minutes and 58 seconds in and she lied freaking again. Such a buzzkill. Please contribute to the 420 fund. Somebody again, drop my cash tag. And yeah, you guys can support a sister's thing.
Worth $3 million. Like, how is my net worth $800,000? Like, I own that much in cars. Like, just stop. Like, I think it's tacky to talk about money, so I'll just leave it at that. But I think it's decent to say that I make more than the girls that are on the show now. Thank you. Saved by the bell. Saved by the bell.
Will you attend the reunion?
Will I attend the reunion? I haven't been invited to the reunion. In fact, I was invited and then disinvited a few months ago.
So a lie within a lie. Will you be going to the reunion? I wasn't invited to the reunion. As a matter of fact, I was invited to the reunion, then uninvited to the reunion.
The disrespect is insane. You know, from me being someone who has always loved Real Housewives of Atlanta and always wanted to see them win, to being shut out, not given an opportunity to apologize the same way that they gave that grace to someone else on the show. I think it's really odd, right? To be erased from history of the show, to not be in the opening credits, to not have confessionals. When Kim Zolciak left the show, she got a whole new show. She was in a confessional. She was a peach holder. You got girls taking glasses and knocking each other upside the head with real glasses on Jersey. You've had people talking about porn on Jersey. You've had people exposing, a real life revenge porn case on Vanderpump Rules. They're working. They haven't been made to look like a scumbag or a villain. Really? That's how I'm treated? That's pretty bad, I would say. So I don't anticipate an invitation. Yeah, I don't see that.
Why don't you promote the salon more?
You know, I've always been struggling with building a team. That's why I always admire Andy so much, because she has this awesome team. She has an amazing team and she totally gets it. But you need help. And so when I'm just building out the salon and I'm out of all this money, $400,000, I'm fighting with the landlord about giving me my little $80,000 back in my TI. Obviously, I built a whole new, top floor, put all this money into it. And then thinking about, okay, now I'm going to put even more money in hiring a team and doing this and doing that. It just felt like I can handle it. Let's just, I'm not going to throw good money after bad. We're just going to let a year go by and see how it goes. I've been open for over a year and a half, about a year and a half, I think. At least a solid year. And what I have loved the most about this salon is the women, the customers that come in and are so happy with the results. The smiles, the repeat customers, like we have 85% repeat customers. And then when the Housewives show airs and the whole scandal airs, I have all these strangers from all over the country leaving bad reviews. We go from 4.9 Google reviews rating to 4.4. And every day there's somebody saying something crazy to try to hurt my business. If you don't like me, you don't have to like me. If you don't like what I did, you don't have to like what I did. But why are you coming after my business? The same,
Didn't she literally come after Britt Eady's business by calling her an insurance fraud hoe and triggering a complaint with the Georgia commissioner, which all it does take is a public, Google the shit. Google, use your own fucking Google. All it takes to trigger an investigation into an insurance license specifically in Georgia is specifically a public declaration of fraud can trigger a license investigation event for which you will be notified. One of her poster boards at the event was about this woman being an insurance fraud hoe. The woman saying, she's coming on the show saying, oh, I'm doing insurance and now I'm doing a masterclass in insurance. I sold my agency, but that's my gig. And there are residuals to be made in insurance. She still would have probably contact with her clients to a degree. And she would be able to have her reputation hurt by the public declaration on a reality show they just had 1 million viewers, almost. It's crazy. It's the delusional, she's losing her mind. Delulu, she's Delulu. She literally came after the woman's business and now she's like, why is anybody coming for my business? Because karma, bitch. That's why.
it's a culture that it can be very beneficial to you because I have a lot of supporters and Team Twirl is awesome. But then when you have these bad seeds and people that don't think things through and just try to spew hate in your direction, that's what makes it really bad.
Like a poster board, the slideshow at your grand reclosing, like just like how you just did that and spewed hate and did all that. Okay. Everything she says, she's a projection whore.
Customers that really get great service.
Projection whore.
And it's up to them. If you don't want to come to the salon, stay at home. It's as simple as that. You don't have to come here. But why are you trying to ruin other people from coming here and having great experiences? I work so hard sometimes the
same way she doesn't want anybody to get a policy or solution from Brit anymore. That's the same way.
Step in and do a head spa. If I don't have a stylist, Walter can tell you that. If I don't have a stylist for the day or someone calls out, I don't want to let anyone down.
I haven't Googled it yet, but can somebody Google for me? To be a shampoo girl in Georgia, do you have to have a cosmetology license to lay your hands on a head in a salon space? Do you need a cosmetology license for that? Does Kenya Moore have a cosmetology license for that? If she's in there doing hair, couldn't she get in trouble if she's not a licensed shampooer or hairdoer in Georgia? I'm not sure. But here in California, the cousins and friends that I have that usually end up being shampoo girls in a salon are either simultaneously in cosmetology school or have been to cosmetology school in most of the personal cases that I know of here in California. Now, I'm not sure if that's a law, but if somebody could let me know if in Georgia, does she need a license to be washing this lady's hair like this?
So I'll put, my shampoo gloves on. I'll shampoo someone's hair. I'll do a deep conditioning treatment because I want everyone to believe in the space and have an amazing time when they're here. And that was always my vision.
The girls want to know what you got in the works.
I always keep things close to the vest until when it's almost out. So I have got a lot of different projects that people will be able to see me and my daughter in, and I'm just really so happy about that. But again, you don't know anything until after, it's in the can. You know what I mean? Even if I've been shot in a movie, I don't talk about the movie until I know it's being released and I've seen it and I'm in it. So I want to thank you guys for listening to me today. Listen, we don't have time for everything. I'm not on RHOA right now, right? But my influence is still there. People are still obsessed. People are still using my taglines. People are still coming for me. And I'm not even there. So, listen, I am still the moment. And I'm really happy that you guys are enjoying me today. So comment and subscribe. And listen, I'm going to twirl out here. I'm still in my chair. And I'm still twirling, honey. I'm still here. I'm still.
And that's why she's dizzy. This is a dizzy bitch. Okay? 30 minutes, 53 seconds of dizzy delusion, projection, gaslighting, straight up lies, exaggerations, false implications to provide a false narrative so she doesn't have to take accountability for anything she's done to another person's daughter, to another person who looks like her, who's like her, the same species, a woman, a black woman. It's rather sad. It's very, very sad, actually, that instead of show a lick of humbleness as an example to her daughter on how to handle things moving forward in life after making a horrible mistake, if that's what it was. If she's saying it was a horrible mistake, then act like it. She's not acting like it's a horrible mistake. She's acting like her plot was foiled and she's flailing. This is crazy. I sure hope somebody sent me a cash app. Let's see. I'm going to read some of these comments. Then we out. Thanks for hanging out here on LRGA Curves. Smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, share the video, beat the heart, and ring my bell. Because hear the bells ringing, they're singing, Christ Jesus is risen. Hear the bells ringing, they're singing, Christ Jesus is risen. The angels up on the mountain say Jesus Christ is no longer dead. Quickly now, go tell his disciples that Jesus Christ is no longer dead. Joy to the world, he is risen, hallelujah, he's risen, hallelujah, he's risen, hallelujah, hallelujah. Yay! Happy 420, you guys. Yeah, I think she might have ADHD. She's still trying to do some NeNe stuff. The tables always turn. Kenya laughed at NeNe's downfall. Now she's the one crying. Does she know how long she has been open? She don't know because she's a liar. 12 months, 18 months, at least a year. She's so confused. I'm so confused. I live in Atlanta, and every time I rode past the salon, it doesn't seem to be open. That's what Toya said. Thanks for being here, Toya. And the last time I looked at her salon IG, it didn't have any activity, did it? Nope, sure didn't. Okay, I visited her salon page. Now she's posting recent content. I guess it's open because she needed it to all coincide with this, because all of this is promotion because she doesn't have a spot on the show. Yeah, because whatever Britt did worked. It finally got the goose, got the gander. You do not need a license to shampoo hair in the state of Georgia. Years ago, there was a shampoo license, but Georgia State Board changed the regulations January 6, 2025. Oh, look at that. January 6th. Nice. Another reason to celebrate. You don't need a license. She probably only takes certain clients. Yeah, exactly. Taglines. They're not using her. Oh, is it don't send for me unless I come for you? Whatever. People are literally still saying bloop. We see each other. Okay. And NeNe hasn't been on the show in 4 seasons. Okay. So yeah, they're still saying your shit. You just got off the show last week. It's not even, that's not an apples and oranges comparison. I mean, an apples and apples comparison. FYI, facilities that offer blow dry, steel braiding, threading, cosmetic would be exempt. Oh, from a facility license. Oh, nice. Okay. Okay. So that is a good thing to know. So she should have people pouring in. If it shouldn't even take a lot to get a lot of help. Oh, you call the salon number. It doesn't work. I know there was some more stuff set up here. Vanessa Williams lost her license, maybe due to the mistreatment of her mom is the reason Kenya has issues harming other women. She's not a girl's girl. Exactly. I'm feeling like Brooklyn, honestly, we don't usually bring children into it here on LRGA Curves unless I see like a red flag. And this is a serious red flag. A woman that hates women and has this little girl. And yeah, and sometimes if you look at how she acts with Brooklyn, she does a lot of ordering, like sit up straight, smile. Like it's giving a lot of mommy dearest over there. I don't know, allegedly. Vanessa was in the Penthouse. Yes, Photo Hog magazine without her consent after she won. Yeah, like she had taken pictures and it was just like some pictures. It wasn't supposed to be. And then the Photo Hog, the guy that took the pictures, published them to Penthouse or something, right? And she was in college or something. Yeah. And she needed books. Yep. And so she took some titty pictures. She sure did. Kenya is old enough to be a grandmother. That's what I'm saying. She should have known better. For her to literally have spent 30 minutes and 53 seconds justifying, blaming, and taking zero accountability by projecting all of this onto the victim of her crime, it's crazy. We literally looked up what it is. Can we get there? Revenge porn. Posting, this is in Google, in Georgia, posting explicit images without consent with the intent to harass is an illegal and a felony or misdemeanor, depending on the location of the post. Now, she said, she keeps saying, oh, it was readily available on porn sites. That's what we heard her say. If the material is posted on an adult website or file sharing site, it's a felony, punishable by up to 5 years in prison and $100,000 fine. Misdemeanor offenses are typically punishable by a jail sentence and fine. Okay? So I don't know what the fuck she's talking about or what lawyer she talked to, but maybe after she gets out in 5 years, she can sue that lawyer for giving her bad advice. Because what she did and this half hour right here doesn't help her case. If I was her, I would immediately delete this video. I would delete this video and ask anybody who commented on it or shared it to please take it down because it's implicating her. She said she decided to do it after serious thought because she felt like she felt she needed justice. When you feel you need justice, that's literally what revenge is. She literally admits to premeditated. She said she got it she went and looked for it and got it off of porn sites. She said all of this, Team Twirl, but I'm mad because she's cute. No, you're mad because you twirl so long, you're delusional instead of like the twirling dervish who become enlightened from spinning for days. You guys are just like fucking delusional. I agree, Zelene. Kenya made a rookie move. Britt isn't a likable character. All she had to do was ignore her. Yep. And I feel like Britt is it. I like Britt. Britt is interesting. Britt's voice is annoying. Britt's voice is the only thing annoying. And it maybe if she didn't so much. But other than that, if she could control her tone, then I think she would be worth listening to. But for some reason, unfortunately, it's not giving Fran Drescher nanny nasal. It's annoying for some reason. And yeah. Kenya was never a good friend to Cynthia. Nope. I wonder if she has ADHD. She's all over the place. Well, we could ask Amanda Seals to send her checklist for adult self-diagnosis of ADHD. I don't think she'll pay attention to it, though. Ken was probably invited to the reunion. Yes, before she pulled the stunt. Exactly. Hey, Mel, I'm glad you came back. Yep, laughing at Zelene. Okay, you guys, I think that's it. Let's see. I'll pay her dust and then didn't. Yeah, she said she literally had a whole move in practice. She'll bend that bitch, steal that bitch. I pay her dust and blew in her hand and the eighth housewife went in slow motion. I think it even might have made fairy sprinkles for that bitch. Because she was lying even in that moment. She was even lying then because she did the opposite of pay Brit dust. She has too much pride to delete this video. You right, Zelene. Your comment made me think it's possible Saloon is meant to wash money. Wash whose money, though? Well, they did say she's on the Dubai phone list. Maybe she got a rich sultan who needs his money washed through a salon. I don't know, allegedly. Speculatively. Everything I say is for entertainment purposes. I don't know shit. I just read Google to you guys. That's all I do. I read Google to you guys, watch videos, and share thoughts. Okay? Thanks for coming through. I hope you go out and have a fantastic Easter Sunday, Resurrection Sunday, 420. And I feel like there's a symbology of resurrecting. It's kind of like the Phoenix archetype, right? Like, so today we can, if you're not a religious person, perhaps you could, or dogma in your religion at least, spiritual practices, then perhaps you could take this day to reflect on ways you can awaken like a phoenix from your old self to your new self, right? After pontificating, then you can like research your self-awareness and maybe kill or delete, as Ming Lee would say, your hoe. Delete your old hoe and resurrect in the newness of who you are. And that's the symbology behind resurrecting on this beautiful Resurrection Sunday. Yes, thanks everybody for coming through. Appreciate you to all my mods and to all my supporters. Thanks again. And even to Ken Moore, because this was great content. We had a lot to discuss, didn't we? I hope you enjoyed it. Continue to leave it in the comments. I'll see you in the next video, Curvies. Remember what I always say, there's enough to go around, so go get some. Let me see if this video will play for us real quick, because I have an exit video, because you know my friend Adam Light, music producer extraordinaire,
Have you ever seen the magic glasses that can see clearly without glasses?
made me this
These glasses can not only see
intro.
Larger, come get it fire. Larger, just like a star. Larger, here we're all equal. Larger, it'll make you fall. Larger,
Thanks for coming. Thanks for the support. Love you guys.
larger, you know where to come.
Smash the buttons. Ring the bell. Remember what I always say. There's enough to go around, so go get some. Thanks for coming out to play. Leave a comment. Smash the button. Share the video. I'll see you in the next one.